This is my desk setup that I've put together for 2024. It features a stacked monitor setup with a dual operating system with Mac OS for content creation as well as a little gaming with the Windows machine. And this has been a staple for my workflow for the longest time, and I realized that I've not shared a desk setup tour like ever on this channel. And so I thought what a time it would be to share my desk setup that I'll be rocking in 2024. So without wasting any more time, let's dive right in. We will start off with the desk that sits every single piece of tech that I own. This is the Mesage S1 Basic Standing Desk, and this is my first and only standing desk that I've owned. The dimensions of the desk is 120cm wide and 60cm deep, and I went for a wooden finish tabletop as I was really digging the earthy aesthetics. The desk also features an electric motor that does all the lifting work. It has 4 presets that you're able to recall from based on the height that you initially configured it to be. Setting up the standing desk was rather straightforward. As long as you read through the manual, you should have no problem setting them up. I also included a tray drawer under the desk for some miscellaneous items like a microfiber cloth, some hex keys, a Swiss Army knife, and every other thing. I also added caster wheels from FlexiSpot under the desk, making it easier to move around, and I kinda wish that I've gotten these wheels a lot sooner. For the chair, I'm currently rocking the Secret Lab Titan Evo series chair, closing to 2 years now. The chair is big and sturdy, while being comfortable to sit on. It has adjustable armrests, lumbar support, adjustable tilt, and it comes with a headrest. But if I'm being really honest, the Secret Lab chairs seem to be a little too hard and stiff for my liking. That being said, as long as this chair serves its purpose, I won't be looking to replace it anytime soon. Now, let's talk about the heart of the entire setup. That is the two machines that I'm currently running both Mac and Windows. As some of you may already know that I've been using the M1 Mac Mini for a while now, but I've recently upgraded to the base model M1 Max Mac Studio. It is an absolute beast of a machine compared to the M1 Mac Mini. Everything that I do with content creation, from video editing on Final Cut Pro to photo editing on Lightroom, has been absolutely amazing. Of course, the better core performance on the M1 Max Mac Studio outperforms the M1 Mac Mini, but the real winner here is the availability of ports, including a dedicated high-speed SD card reader and a massive 32GB of RAM that has been incredibly useful for a memory hoarder like me. Under the M1 Max Studio sits the USB-C dock from Quizlab. This is the UH25 Pro that was initially used on the M1 Mac Mini, but I continue using it for the Mac Studio as I find myself lacking of USB Type-A ports still. As you can see, all the ports are mostly used up apart from the USB-C port, so yeah. The UH25 Pro supports additional storage expansion up to 4TB of M.2 Gen 3 NVMe SSDs with speeds up to 10GB, but I'm currently not using any external drives on the dock as I'm comfortable using my 2TB T7 Samsung SSD for pretty much everything that I do, from video editing and photo editing externally. But in the future, if I ever need more SSDs, I can always slot it right in. Moving on to the PC side of things, as you can see, the desktop sitting on the right hand side of the setup. The Wi-Fi brick sits on top of the PC, providing Ethernet connection to both the Mac and Windows machine, as well as a docking station to keep my Xbox controllers used for gaming. My Windows machine serves as a platform with easy access to games on Steam, as well as Genshin Impact, which is what I game on the most. The PC is rocking an AMD Ryzen 5 3600 with its stock cooler, 16GB of HyperX DDR4, GTX 1660 Ti graphics card. As you can see, pretty standard as I don't play AAA title games, so I didn't need to have a beast of a Windows machine. Moving on to the monitors and monitor arm, since I am running a stacked monitor layout, I went with the Breitweiser MD7802 monitor arm that I picked up from Amazon. It uses VESA mounts to hold both the monitors, and setting up actually took a little time, as you will need to bolt down the entire setup knowing that you won't actually be moving the monitors around. The stand comes with a clamp under the desk, and it comes with some cable management clips at the sides for organizing the cables. And overall, a pretty standard dual monitor stand. I do have another monitor arm, the OL3L monitor stand, that has been recently converted to house my Rode Video Micro as a dedicated microphone whenever I'm either recording or on a video call, or if I just want to record some voiceover. It is attached to a small rig friction arm, which is attached to a U-rig Koshu mount, which is also attached to a magic clamp, and finally attached to the VESA mount. Usually the monitor arm is kept tucked behind the monitors when it is not in use. Also, I forgot to mention that the light bar that is sitting on top of the monitor. This is the light bar from Asus that I picked up for almost 3 to 4 years ago. It is one of the essential items that you absolutely need for your desk, as it illuminates your desk when you're in the dark, overall reducing eye strain. The light bar functions via a knob over the right hand side, you can control various intensity of light as well as toggle between 3 different color temperatures. On the side note about bias lighting, I am still working on the final look of how much LEDs I want to place behind the monitors, but for now they are just regular LED strips that comes with the remote. I usually turn them on at night for some good vibes, and it really helps elevate the mood when you are at your desk. Now let's talk about the 2 monitors that I'm currently using in my desk setup. Starting from the monitor sitting on the top, this is the LG 29WK600 ultrawide monitor that I made an extensive review on the channel. It has an aspect ratio of 21:9, has a 75Hz refresh rate, has HDMI 2.0 and DisplayPort 1.4. All in all, a good productivity monitor that can be used for both media consumption and a little gaming. If you're interested in getting your first ultrawide monitor, I would highly recommend you guys to check this playlist that I've put together. Links in the description box below and in the card above. So the main monitor that is at eye level is the 27-inch 4K Artist monitor, the Innocent 27C1UD. This is essentially a 4K 60Hz monitor that features 100% sRGB, 90% DCI-P3 and has a contrast ratio of 1000 to 1 and has a maximum brightness of 400 nits. It offers various input connectivity from HDMI 2.1, DisplayPort 1.4, Type-C alternate mode for display, capable of outputting 65 watts charging, and also an audio out interface. I've yet to make a full series diving deep on the Innocent monitor, but be sure to be subscribed to the channel to not miss these videos when they are out. That being said, my stack monitor oftentimes look like these. If I'm casually gaming, I would have a YouTube or Netflix video playing in the background, or if I need to search up some guide when playing Genshin Impact, then I can easily do so. Another way of utilizing my dual OS setup is if I'm doing content creation work, I will have the Windows to show all the reference material that I need, and the Mac doing all the heavy intensive tasks. Well, depending on the work, I will prioritize which monitor and OS to focus on, but usually the Mac gets the 4K monitor, and the Windows is always with the ultra-wide monitor. Now, sitting prettily under the monitors is a desk shelf that plays a rather important role of keeping the desk tidy and organized. Unfortunately, this is not a Grove-made shelf. This is the Iris Oyama MNS 1000 monitor stand that got it rather cheap on Amazon. This shelf holds almost all of my tech in my desk setup. I tuck most of my stuff under the shelf, like my audio mixer, which I will talk about it in just a second, some peripherals, and iPad Pro when not in use. Well, as I said, out of sight, out of mind. And speaking about peripherals that I'm currently using is the trusty Apple Magic Keyboard and the trackpad combo, and this right here is the Kensington Profit Ergo Vertical Trackball. And this weird looking keyboard is the corn split keyboard that I've recently built by myself, which I'm planning to make an entire video about it, as I have documented the entire process from start to finish in making your own corn keyboard. So be sure to be on the lookout for that video to come out. Overall, the corn keyboard is my main keyboard for both Mac and Windows. It's an excellent keyboard with endless customization on key mapping, as you are literally free to customize your own keyboard from scratch. The Magic Keyboard is one of the best tactile keyboard that I've ever used. The trackpad enables gesture control, which is only available on the Mac, and the trackball experience is also insane in terms of ergonomics as well as the vast shortcut keys that is available on it. I also have the Logitech Lift that is only connected to the Windows for quick access. The vertical mouse is also pretty ergonomic and clean if you are into the all-white desk setup. Since I'm using a hybrid setup, there has to be a way to connect all the peripherals, right? So I'm using a USB switch, well, not a full KVM switch, because the video signal doesn't get passed through this particular switch. With both the Mac and Windows connected to the switch with a click of a button, I can easily switch between my PC and Mac while still using the same set of keyboards and mouse. So if you guys are interested to know the exact details of all the connections, do let me know in the comments down below. Now, moving on to the speakers, this is the Logitech Z407 speakers. It comes with a dual 10W satellite speakers with roughly 2.3 inches drivers and a 20W downfiring subwoofer with a 5-inch driver, which is placed at the bottom of the entire desk. These speakers have a really impressive sound output with decent bass and clarity in the mid-tones. Apart from having aux and USB input, the Z407 also has Bluetooth connectivity. I'm not much of an audiophile, but these speakers does its job fairly well. The Z407 does come with a wireless dial that can be used for quick volume control. Now, a piece of tech worth mentioning is the audio mixer that I was talking about. This is the M Audio M-Track Solo that is able to take in 2 input sources and output them both simultaneously, which is precisely what I require for both the Mac and Windows machine. With the mixer, both input sources coming from the Mac and the Windows are able to be outputted at the same time, which means there are no time wasted switching between different input sources. The M-Track Audio also takes in XLR inputs such as a condenser mic, and it's great because there is a 48V phantom power built put in for powering up the preamps inside these microphones. Well, the last few items on my desk would be some accessories that I have, one of which is a handmade wooden coaster for all of my morning coffees and late night drinks. Like I literally saw this block of pine wood out from a timber and sanded it at some place that I visited in Japan earlier. It now serves as a personal piece to the desk setup, and it is always tucked to the corner of the desk for ease of reach. I also have a MagSafe charger that is floating around the shelf area for placing down the phone and charging it at the same time. I also happen to have a foot pillow under the desk to rest my legs when they get tired. And that's basically everything that is on my desk moving into 2024. I look forward to really enjoy this desk setup, and if ever there is a change in the things around the desk setup, I'll be sure to update you guys and share my journey of my productivity desk setup. That's about everything I have on my desk setup. If you're interested to know more about the exact things that I've used, be sure to check out the link in the description box down below. Some of which I've already made a video, feel free to check those one out as well. It was fun sharing my desk setup with you guys. Let me know what you guys think, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. I'll be sure to get back to you guys as soon as possible. As always, thank you all so much for tuning in. My name is Ken and I'll catch you in the next one. Stay safe, peace out, and bye bye.